सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय शांति शांति शांति। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति श्रीवक्रतुण्डमहाकाय कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वेषु सर्वदा श्रीवक्रतुण्डमहाकाय कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव शुभकार्येषु सर्वदा श्रीवक्रतुण्डमहाकाय कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे।
Om. Namaste, welcome everyone to Satsang this morning. Very happy to see you, and of course welcome to all those who are joining us via internet for this morning's Satsang here in Rishikesh, and big welcome for everyone, and very much looking forward to what will arise today. Very good. Okay.
Thank you very much, Muji.
Thank you.
I just would like to look together.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
So, in my life, it's like this. Like 1 hour, that there is a lot of interpretation of sensations.
Okay.
Sometimes the same sensation, in one moment, the interpretation, it's so peaceful, tremendous peace.
So in one moment,
Yes.
one interpretation, what happened?
The interpretation, it's so peaceful.
Okay.
Like the relaxation here, it's so peaceful.
Okay.
And after some hours, the interpretation changes and it becomes really not nice anymore. So I see this is a game of ups and downs. And I see that everything is watched. But still it's a little bit mental, this everything is watched.
Okay.
It can only be watched, but the identification, it's still a lot with the interpretation. of everything that is happening.
So the tendency to identify is stronger than the watching. Because watching actually perhaps is not the most appropriate word here, because watching means your energy is fixed on what is happening. And if it's the traffic of sensations and thoughts that come, if we're watching, at some point some thoughts will come that you will take a ride with them. You will get pulled into that stream. So watching is not so much. You observe that somehow this flow is there. What is the purpose actually of this observing? Or you may say watching, noticing, is that everything is traffic. Everything is like a cloud passing in the infinite expanse. Everything is like a cloud. Some are moving fast. Some clouds hang about for seemingly a very long time. Others are moving fast. But one thing to add into that you must be observing this with some detachment. Okay? How you can observe, particularly thoughts that you are familiar, you have a familiar association with them, and to be detached from them. It is possible, but only if you keep the attention on the observing energy and space. It is a panoramic space, an open space. And watching means that somehow everything that comes, both of little significance and greater significance, is noticed in the space of the awareness consciousness. Everything is there. But if you itemize your seeing, so okay, now this red car, where is it going? Then you're going to get pulled in. But in a sense, if we use an example of driving in the countryside, so you're driving, and even in the city, in fact, you may be driving in the city, and somehow an experienced driver is driving, and they may not be looking at every single thing, because that will be a stress, to be a strain. There's a quiet openness, a panoramic viewing of things. You're sensitive and sensing your environment. So anything moves a certain way, you're already in tune with it. It's not that you're watching for what will run out in the road next. But there's an awareness that's very broad. It's not focused on any specific thing. And yet at the same time, it can focus on something without losing the larger awareness. Can you follow that?
Yes, but when I'm in the down, like when I think really it's not working, like
When you think it's not working.
No, it's...
When you think it's not working, this I think it's not working is still only a sensation appearing in the wider space of awareness. This is the point, because some people have come to a certain stage, and you're still invested, you're still very much personal in your looking. You see, we have to remember that the ego mind can also be observing. It is also observing. But the difference between the ego mind observing and the spatial observing is that the ego mind is observing with self-interest. It's looking and think, yeah, I don't like this, and oh no, no, this feeling again. And so it's a very partial observing, you see? So that is not the full thing. When the observing includes the ego person and its preferences, its attachments and projections become equally phenomenal, then a deeper seeing is prevailing. You understand? Like that. If you're seeing that you're getting flustered and, uneasy, that uneasiness is also a sensation arising in the awareness, which is not uneasy. The awareness is not uneasy. That reading of uneasiness or discomfort or what's going to happenness is also sensations. They are also clouds passing. The thing is that when it comes to yourself as a person, you're not inclined to perceive your person as a cloud also. The person appears to be the fixed point. In fact, even the personal position can be claiming to see the absolute. Yes, I know that space of awareness. I see it, and the person seems to take up a stronger feeling of reality than the awareness itself. This is mind, you see. So with a little exercise, a little persistence of looking, your looking automatically is deepening to such a point where at some point you see that I am not separate. I am the awareness itself. It happens. You don't have to be saying, I am the awareness, I am the awareness. Just keep on looking and seeing that, but everything passes. Everything is passing. Then I may ask you, that which is noticing everything else is passing, is that passing? That which is capable of observing every single sensation, can that also be perceived? This is a very important question. The most important, perhaps, in your inquiry. You're arriving home. You're at the very door place of your being. Even that is not quite true. You're inside, actually, but you don't know it. But this question is going to reveal it, you see. That which is perceiving, just as you're here. If you have no titles you put to yourself, if you have not embraced any definition, then what is really here is just the sense of being, the sense that you exist, without information. Just I exist, that I exist feeling is there. You did not put it there, your parents did not put it there. It arose spontaneously. It is consciousness announcing its presence inside this body. In the feeling, I am here, or I. But this I is perhaps the most important observation of all things possible to observe. The I is the most important because it changes. It changes. Because as I said, God says, I am. It says, I am is a name of God also. But I say, the devil also say, I am. The ego also say, I am. You also feel and say, I am. Is it all the same thing, you see? When you speak and you say, yes, but I'm looking and then somehow I'm feeling really disturbed, your I is what? This you must observe. We are observing what the I observes, but the I itself you must observe. You follow like this? Normally we speak about the things we see, the things we perceive, and we call it our life. You know, yes, yesterday my grandmother came and she came and stayed for a few hours and we talked and you're reporting memory. You are not the memory. You are perceiving the memory. It is being recalled in you. You're referring to that. So like this you're speaking, no? This sense of personhood, this sense I, in that position, is I am the granddaughter of my grandmother. That is your location there. When your friend comes, you're not the granddaughter of your friend, you are the friend of your friend. Or somebody will call you auntie, one will call you sister, one will call you mother maybe, one will call you daughter. And to each of these roles, something responds intuitively, spontaneously. You respond without getting into role. Something knows and responds to these relationship titles like that. And yet, on reflection, you know you're none of these things. You're not an auntie. What is an auntie? I'm the daughter and so on, and so on. But deeper down than that, there's a fundamental sense in you that is beyond relationship. It's just a pure consciousness. It is this where you're looking from. This is your position, ultimately, of looking. But you can look through the lens of relationship, through the lens of being a wife or a friend or whatever, a scientist or a student or whatever. But these are further out labels to you. Your most original place of looking is from the place of the sense I am, which is beyond even male or female or any other definition or title. So again, when you say now, you're looking and you see your mind is moving the traffic, and some sensations are nice. Yes, if they're nice, then they're nice. Don't try to change them even, but don't enter them. Don't combine yourself with them. Stay as that neutral space in which everything is seen, and put the attention on the neutral space. And the seeing will still happen, but it will not be so virile. It will not be just telling stories to whom. Everything is evaporating in that. That is important. Now, you may feel, but I don't want to see like that. I want to feel passionate about what I see.
No,
Is
not
it?
anymore.
No, okay. For a time,
no.
you say now, not
It's
anymore.
okay.
So then you
It's
should be
too
able
much,
to hear what I'm
yeah.
speaking much more clearly
Yes,
then.
yes. It's too much ups and downs.
Ups and downs.
I don't want it anymore.
Yes.
Yes.
You see, now ups and downs will be fine if you are just yourself. You just notice up and downness. It's not a big deal. There's many different rhythms the life force will manifest through. And you may experience them in the body, but they take their reading from you, not from themselves. You see, one thought might be so powerful for someone, and for someone else it's nothing. It's not that the thought has that power. It is empowered by your interest and your identity. This is how it works, in fact.
But it's true, I'm still very much looking from the person. I see it.
Yes.
So,
But who looks at the person? Who sees the person, is it? The sense of personhood. Don't identify so tightly. The sense of identification plays through and as the person, but that is also observed. You see? The place that you are most locating your identity will feel like the clearest standpoint from where you are referring or looking. But as you come to see that even this standpoint is also perceivable, a deeper seeing emerges, And in that deeper seeing, your viewing is much wider and less turmoil is there, less trouble. Now you're switching over from the outer sensation to the inner sense of being. And in the inner sense of being, even though it's not tied to any phenomenal object, there's greater peace, there's greater joy, more stable, there's clearer seeing, there's wisdom. Everything is there. It's the higher food, in a sense, I can say. It's the higher fragrance. The body also has its fragrance. The body also has its food. The earth body and the earth mind has its own field that it lives in. And for a while, this will be your domain. But gradually, as you are receding into consciousness, your attention, then your diet change. The more you're being nourished by love and peace and joy. You see? And then even beyond this also it may come a point where even this beautiful state of presence is also perceived to be phenomenal, also just a play. The most auspicious part of the dream, you may think. Maybe I'm speaking these things too early, I don't know. But there must be some person who understands that. Not merely intellectually. Just like at some point we used to play some games and go some places, and that was our pastime, that was our pleasure, and it was enough. But you outgrew them as you outgrow your clothes. So if you try and put them back again and go back, there will be no nourishment. You have moved from this position. In the same way, the beingness move back, recedes from the person mode and is moving back, reversing, so to speak, into a deeper place. So your presence is reflecting or emanating more peace, more loving quality, more silence, more patience. And this, you don't have to say that you have this. It is perceived by those who are sensitive enough to see you. They will feel the vibration of your presence is changed. Like this.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Okay. And whoever comes up, hold it in your mind. You have maximum 5 minutes, and let's see what we do. Okay? Next one here. Somebody here, if you... Thank you. Very good.
Namaste, Moji.
Namaste.
So my question is about I have got a psychiatric disorder.
You have what?
Psychiatric disorder.
Psychiatric disorder. Okay.
Yeah. And so my question is, what should I do? Is it my ego's trick when this state comes? For example, the last time this came up, it was like I was meditating and I was so peaceful and natural joy came when I just sit and relax, and then something came up, aggression, I hit others, and it's like, it's not me, but it's still me. And
Yes. What did you do when this aggressive energy come?
that's what I'm talking, that I
Out of the blue, you're very peaceful, and then suddenly something come.
No, last time I wanted to go to Monte Sahaja by foot. So it's like it's mixing. There is a normal state, and it somehow meet with this I don't know, this other person, but I know it's in me because
Yeah. Okay. And that is called what?
Schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia.
Yes.
So we must all have a bit of schizophrenia then. we all have the potential for a little bit of schizophrenia, at least in the different doses or something. We all experience some state, and naturally the mind is not a continuous stream of that's going in a straight direction. It is thoughts that are very random. Many meditators, you are meditating, and somehow the space, great space, and then suddenly pizza. New car, and friend getting married. Oh yes, email, and outside you look very much like meditator, like Buddha, but inside you're all over the place. And so we all experience. If you know thoughts is not, they are random. They come boom, 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 boom. When you pick up on them, then they straighten up and they start to flow like a stream. And then you can say you're into thinking. If the thoughts they come and they don't connect up with identity or interest, you see, then they have no option but to, again, just to deconstruct and go back to oblivion.
So my problem is that I go with it, and
your attention go with it for a while, and then you drift on in that state.
And I start to demonstrate. Oh, I know, I'm there, I'm that.
Even in your most deep identification with it, you have no awareness that you are experiencing a state. You're totally identified with it.
No, I mean, it's mixed. I see, and I can remember I am there, but...
Well, it's not you, it is connected to you. It is connected with you, but it's not your essential being. It's just traffic passing.
Yeah, but it troubles me. I mean, I don't want...
Yes.
But that state has so much energy that somehow desire to be in that state also, because it's in my normal state I'm just cool and but
Yes.
that state has tremendous energy. And
How does the energy express in that state? Like you want to dynamically, you want to do things.
for example, for days I don't eat, I don't sleep.
Do you suffer from that? Do you suffer those states?
In that state, no, but after it, I get medicine, and when I look,
You're taking medicine also?
yes, now,
Okay.
no, so I'm now on medicine,
Okay, yeah.
and to look back, it's like, what was that? I mean, I know it
I
was
see.
me, and I was there. But who's that? I mean,
Identity is there.
and I don't feel fear, for example, in that state. I don't feel fear.
Okay. So you enjoy the state and suffer it. You enjoy it and suffer it.
When I'm totally in that state, I really want to be in that state, and
So today, what are you asking? You want to transcend these fluctuations,
No,
or what you want?
I want to know if this is my ego and I should conquer it. I mean, it's another mask, or I should take medicine and be okay with this, and it's still.
How do you feel when you've taken your medicine and now you're in your normal state? You feel happy, or do you feel that it's not
Yeah,
exciting?
I can feel happiness, I can feel peace, anything I can feel, but it's.
I would say your true state is neither of those.
Yes.
It's much more, much deeper. No fluctuations, all that you are perceiving energetically, experientially. It's as though you enter those states. But your true state is a stateless state, meaning that it's not coming and going. It's not traffic. The way into your true state is that you're able to perceive both polarities, both states of the state you refer to. When you go in, you get more energetic and so on, and the state of seeming normality. They're both perceived. Now, I want you to bring your attention to that center whereby both those states are seen and reported about, but this is neither of them. Because without this is the earliest. Without this, neither states could be perceived. They would not arise, nor would they be perceived. So that space from where you can see both states.
Somehow I feel I'm on a surface, not in the deep. Not maybe.
Don't watch what your body feels like. Feel like I'm on the surface. But what I'm pointing to, does it have any form?
No.
So therefore it cannot be on the surface. That which has no form, you have to have a form to be on the surface and surface of something. We are together on this? Yes. So, you see, somehow it comes up that, even though this invitation comes and to take a look, something feels, yes, I can't go down because I'm still on the surface. But that's not true. That, from where I've asked you to acknowledge, does it have any shape or any form? You see? And you said no. So therefore, it cannot be the thing that's saying, I'm on the surface. It watches that sensation and sees that that sensation is only a sensation. And at that point, you drop that reference. It's of no value to you. It is not answering your question. Let's see who will see this. There's the space of being. your space of being. We're not making judgments about the other layers of the expression of being. They can be there. You're not being asked to manipulate or to suppress or control the senses. No, let them be there. But the awareness in which the senses are perceived, be there. Does it have any job? Does it need any medication? Yes. Is there a you and it? In the beginning, it will still have the sense, yes, I am seeing this, I am right there, I'm right there. But you will still have the sense that you are some kind of entity, you have some shape or something, and you're right there. It's okay. In the beginning, it may feel like that. But just keep being there, right here. See? And then you can accept some questions from me now. How are you being here? By effort? You're here now. Is it by effort you're here?
No.
No. Okay. What is your size here? See if you can come to a point beyond which you are not. A space where you end. Just look, don't imagine. Just look, don't imagine, don't create. This is your natural state and being. Just keep acknowledging this and look. And I'm going to ask you another question, because there's a tendency here of feeling, but how? Nothing is going on here. Nothing is going on here. I mean, I can't live like this. You see, your mind is in. The mind is there trying to look. Nothing is going on here. I can't live like this. I've got rent to pay. I've got a family to take care of. I can't be like this. Be like what? It is very important that you come to this place and not have the sense, I've got to go, because this I've got to go, this how can I live here is not coming from here, it's coming from your mind. It's coming from conditioning. It's coming from past. It's coming from fear. It's coming from the noise that you've been living with for a moment. But be here and just keep acknowledging here. Feel the sense of effortless existence, first thing. It's very important that your attention acknowledges and rests in this space. Are you working here? And just register your being here. And just this also will arise and bless every other aspect of your expression in manifestation. But don't be worried about that. Don't be concerned with that. Simply acknowledge this exists in you. It's not a dimension of do's and don'ts. But from here, even when you go to sleep, your mind comes towards this. This is why you rest. And at the same time, it is the source of the dynamic manifestation at the same time. The dynamic manifestation cannot be. It arises out of here and it is supported from here. All these universes have some invisible umbilical cord to this place. They cannot exist independent of this awareness. You may not be convinced of this right now. It is not important. Not important. Right now, only experience. Watch your mind. Watch your mind. He's coming. How can I stay here? But how are you staying here now? Why does it ask, how can I stay here? Because if it feels this is how you stay here, it turns being here into a technique. And there's no technique. You are here. Watch these questions. But how can I live from here? This is not your question. For the first time in your life, maybe, you're experiencing your silence, your peace. Be with this for a moment. And when the mind returns to ordinary consciousness, you will see how it functions now in a much more beautiful way. Don't put your life, in the hands of the ego. It is full of distortion, full of deceit, full of fragmentary energy. This is the goal of meditation, the seat, the womb of existence itself. Bring your attention here. Nullify yourself here. You rise again somehow from here. You will see that your life is completely at one with this. Your one life. We have been trying to correct, fix, build, improve the world we see, shaped out of our own limited conditioning. Ill-conceived, misunderstood. So we clash. We're clashing. Because something is not flowing from the source, in a sense. And we have to have the taste of this, to experience this for a while. It is part of the story of existence. It is part of the play that we must experience. Not just beautiful things, intensely ugly things too. Magnificent things. And really putrid things, terrible things. And between these extremes, your life will find its flow somewhere. But at some point, as you come to notice the movement and see that this movement is watched from the unmoving, things will begin to settle in you. And perhaps even as we speak and sit here together, and you follow internally with your attention, you may be confirming already. Where does this peace come from? Did it come from outside? Did it come? Or is it more that the noise subsided? Sometimes we're at home and there's a lot of things going on. People, and television is on and radio is on and people are cooking and stuff, and you feel, oh, it's enough. And you turn off everything, turn the television off. Where did peace come from? Where does silence come from? It was always there. but eclipsed by the noise that we put in front. In the same way, as you look and your attention stops clinging to the things you see and relaxes again into itself, you feel peace. You say, oh, thank you for giving me peace, for sending me peace. But it's always here. Your higher self, so to speak, your true self, is not in some divine vault somewhere, waiting for when you're 21. It is always here, at any age, at any moment, that you somehow begin to unplug from the fascination with the moving mind and so on. You find yourself somehow subsiding into this realm of peace. Yeah. For a while, peace is not what you're seeking. Maybe excitement is what we're seeking. Because mind, if you're in the state of ego, you may not even be able to understand or appreciate peace. It will feel like boredom. When you're in ego state, if you see a group of people sitting like you, they say, oh, what's this? Was there a funeral going on in the place? Why are they not laughing and jumping about and so on? How often do you see a room with over 1,000 people quiet? See, even funerals are more noisy. So mind will perceive, who would want to be in a place like that? Let's go party, man. Bungee jumping, something. Because the mind will need the fix, some kind of fix of energetic engagement in order to feel alive. But the one who is aware does not need anything to be alive. They are life itself. And at the same time, the dance of life is perceived in them. Whatever the doctors call your state, don't identify with it. Maybe it is a condition for the body-mind, but then say that this is you. Because the more you identify with these states, the more you become sucked into that energy. You are the self, experiencing innumerable states for a time. Grow from those states. Use them like mirrors to look into your being. But don't identify with any state to say, yes, this is what I am. Rather be nothing, be empty. Your life will flow and unfold beautifully anyway. It is for others that we say, I am this and I am that. It's not for yourself. Maybe sometime for yourself. When you're feeling low, maybe you will need to tell yourself things. Some people, they get up in the morning, they look in the mirror, they say, wow. You understand? Because they need to feel good. They say, wow. Who is that? Wow. You see, because they need a lift, they need to lift up. They are their own favorite person. But you don't need that, no. Good. Thank you.
Can I come a little?
Huh?
Can I come a little?
Come a little?
Up, just a little.
Okay, come. Somebody there? Come. Next 5 minutes, come. An Indian 5 minutes.
Hello. Yeah.
Oh, good. Good. Thank you.
Namaste, Muji.
Namaste.
I first met you 8 years ago. Didn't understand you at all at that time because I guess I was just so sleepy.
So scared, yeah.
But my 8 years after that, there was just a full display of love, tremendous naughty ego, and control in my life. So much pain.
So much pain.
So much pain.
So
And I met you again in the retreat in London, Bethnal Green, when you hugged me.
yes.
Do you
yes,
remember? It was
I
the
remember
most
through you, yes.
It was the most beautiful moment of my life because everyone said, let Muji go. And within my heart, I said, Muji, you've got to hug me because I've been through so much pain. It's like starting with the 5-foot wave and going on to 30-foot wave and coming out alive, basically. And at that point, I thought, I cannot endure any more pain. When you hugged me, I cried uncontrollably. I think you remember me. I was like a baby. And I felt like, do, you win again, here I stand again. The winner,
Sing
of
some
course,
more,
not the
more.
loser. But what it was now, I realized after you hugged me, everything was falling into place. And I realized what that 8 years of drama was about. I'm an Ashtanga yogi, so basically on one side I'm trying to balance physically, but my emotions needed working on, and I think there was love within so much. Then there is this fear playing in front of me, then there was ego playing in front of me, and then there was control playing in front of me. And it was just like this all the time, and I'm trying to remain balanced. And sometimes, of course, when I lose it, I was becoming attached at that point, I knew. And then I was trying to disconnect, walking away from this big ego that was in front of me. And after you hugged me, there was a definite change of that ego. I could see that ego in front mellowing. And why I was drawn to Rishikesh, I wasn't planning to come here because I thought I had that big hug. But friends said, you don't need to go there. You could sit here and do whatever you have to do. But it's all about experience.
Yes.
And until you've not experienced, you're still there.
This is true.
And what you said earlier, I just want to, the awareness. I realized in the 8 years that intelligence is not linked to awareness.
That intelligence does not?
Is not linked to awareness.
Okay.
Someone I know, so intelligent.
I see the point.
Completely unaware.
Yes. It is a good point. Intelligence in its pure sense,
Yes.
I would say is very much linked with awareness. But merely intellectual intelligence, merely the intelligence in which,
Yes.
someone also can be a very, very good person, so to speak, but is unaware of themselves as that awareness itself. So this is how I hear you, that Someone who is intelligent or clever, we can say, or very knowledgeable and full of world experiences does not necessarily mean that they are self-aware.
Exactly.
Yes.
So now I'm at that state where when I go back, of course, I'll be filled with even more love, because I find I find like I have to rise in love to conquer this drama that's in front of me in England. And
But we can start straight away, because if you say, you're using the words, and I'm hearing it very clearly, in front of me, not me, not what I am. In front of me, these energies are playing out, these contrasts are arising. And so in front of me means it's not what I am.
no.
It is perceived in me. But I would want to take now the attention away from the reading of what is in front of you and bring it back to what are you? You know, just to now be with what really is here. And if there is there anything personal here? This is the important step now. And if something personal is felt here, then also what is aware of that? There must be some space in order to see something.
What I have discovered after I hugged you as well, that the very terrible ego that's in front of me, there is just so much love and attraction with that. I'm feeling so much love for that being. And I can't
In front of you
understand
as your own projection or as someone else?
someone else.
Ah, I see.
And it's like, is it because that ego has to dissolve?
But a love for someone, even if they are, carrying strong ego, is it the ego you love? You must find out.
I don't know.
Yeah, you see? Because I'd find that it's not the ego we love. Unless there's some strong distortions in ourselves, you might be attracted to the strong distortion in someone else. But generally, if you love someone and continue to love them, then their ego will disturb you. Sometimes you are attracted to someone because they demonstrate a certain egoic tendency that may sound like it's bold and fearless, and you feel very cowardly, and you think, yeah, I love this, I'm attracted to that. But at some point, if it is only coming from ego, it will start to disturb you, because it is not a movement of love. So you feel love because there's love in you. And unless your love is coming from a projection in you, because sometimes we do this, we project a lot of love towards someone, and even though they may be abusing you, you find you are not able to unhinge this love. I say, no, the love can be there, but it's turning into a kind of like a very dangerous attachment, which may not be good. You see, as I'm speaking to you, I'm remembering one account of one girl who, she was very kind, very, very soft. And she came to me and she was telling me that she's in a relationship, she met someone, she's lived on her own for some time, always wanted to be with someone, and she met someone, she started to see this person, and he turned out to be a bit aggressive, but she kept feeling that she can change him. That that all he needs is love. All you need is love. Da, 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 da. Well, it wasn't what he needed. What he needed, he wanted her apartment. Okay, he didn't want love. Okay, and then it turned out that as it went on like this, then he was also start to bring other women into the house. And then he tell her, you stay in that room, and he would lock her in there even. And then he's next door with another woman. I said, but this is because of you. You are allowing that. He says, yes, but he's very aggressive. And I love him. I know that, I can help him. I can help him. And you cannot get through to this mind because it's, I really love him. I know he doesn't really mean to do these things. No, he's very mean to do those things. And then one day she called this girl and she said, Muji, I'm sorry, but it's terrible. I said, why don't you come? I can't. And I said to her, are you being held hostage? Why are you whispering? And she said, I can't let him hear me. He will do something really bad. And I said, okay, do you trust me? She said, yes. I said, okay, leave it to me. And because I told her before, you should call the police, The situation is bad. No, he's really, deep down, he's a good man. So, we called the police, actually, we went over to the place in the East End of London. And we got there, and then some of the police came, and it was big. I was there also. I went there, and she was shivering like. Also, she had a big, strong resistance against police help. She always felt, they're corrupt to this thing. But we had to sit through all of this. They banned him from coming between 6 miles. He must stay away from her house at least. And she had a woman police officer interview her, and it took nearly 2 hours to get her to say anything. But once she started to speak, she spoke everything out. So afraid, so strongly, we should say, this man is... And after this time, I never saw her again. I called her number, nothing, I don't know. I don't know what happened to her.
It's this old release, isn't it? I feel there is fear on one side, which I've completely released. Even when someone said to me, come jump on this ocean 10-foot wave, and I did it, I just said, right, come on, let's do it. So I'm letting go. The fear is just going. The ego, I'm just observing what there is left now.
Put only your attention on solving this mystery, this riddle of your own self.
Yes.
Put all attention. It need not be very long, actually, and you'll come back to your power, whereby your wisdom will be a powerful light in you, and you'll be able to see these things that portray themselves as love, but are not love, and see it. You also feel it energetically, because you will not read life only at the level of concepts, but energetically also. When people speak and so on, you can sense more whether this is an auspicious encounter or maybe just move on. You can sense it, and it becomes more and more pure, these things. And it's not for this reason why I'm asking you to be here. These are just things that may happen anyway on the side. You're here because here is where you're best, your home. And if there's help for others, it will be a genuine help. There may be help even that you're not aware of, and people may come to you at some point and say, Sister, thank you very much. You say, oh, well,
You're right.
You see, what for? And they say, I don't know, I see you, and I had some trouble inside myself. I see your peacefulness, and you've helped me, even like this.
You're so right, because I do one-to-one yoga to uplift humanity, of course. And a lot of people come through the door and they say, thank you for, relieving me here, there. So there's a lot of seva going on there. And then on the other side, the knowledge is coming in of Bhagavad Gita. Suddenly the master appeared on one side and said, Nutan, do you want to do this? So I'm learning a bit more of that. But what I really notice is like the voice coming from within sometimes, just a song that I might have heard in my childhood, and then I Google it to find, and the words are just so powerful and so up to the point, telling me where I am.
Yes.
And of course, when your satsang started, I came 3 days late, and that day I was driving with you in my mind, and the bus stop sign read, "Good time, not long to go," which I thought was so powerful. And then just the day before I was leaving, the van in front of me read "Freedom." So
Yes. Everybody must at least be able to come to the place where you're nothing, empty of any description, any self-description, pure awareness, where the eyes see, the body feel, the senses are functioning, but there's no investment. I want you to taste yourself. There's a saying, you want to taste the honey, you don't want to be the honey. But here, in true awakening, you taste the honey and you are the honey also. Please follow my pointing, because in one session you can get what I'm pointing. In one session here together, you can come beyond all those, go beyond all the chai shops of your mind. Come right into emptiness. Stay here. And don't listen to your mind. In fact, as you bring your attention to this very source, your mind's voice becomes very weak. Its influence becomes very weak. This is how you know, because you're in a state of grace and peace. And the more you come to love this, your own self-state, which is true self-respect actually, to keep bringing your attention here until you are fully confirmed inside your heart, then the mind's voice will be a very weak thing. Like in the night you look at the moon, you say, it's beautiful. But sometimes in the daytime when the sun is fully here, sometimes the moon is also there, but nobody pays attention to the moon when the sun is here. In the same way, your mind, when we're in the state of egoic identity, the mind will feel like it's, significant. But as you move back your attention inside your heart, your mind's voice will become very weak. I'm not talking about the mind's function as practical life. This you will still have. Even the sages also, they're not afraid of mind or thought because they have transcended its egoic noise. So now it's functioned perfectly fine as a servant to the being. But until you are clear inside as to your true nature, not speculatively, not theoretically, mentally or intellectually, but experientially, but listen, I am. And you never feel I am not. If you say I am not, you mean I am not as a person. But you are the reality itself. This is the opportunity of these satsangs. Because everything else will be unfinished business. You will want to go on to more and more sadhana, more and more practice, more and more. And yes, even after the realization of the self, you will still have to continue. You still need some tension in the life so that the consciousness doesn't become slack, so that complacency doesn't come in. A certain alertness will remain with you, and it will be your joy, in fact. But come all the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Namaste.
Mama. Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Yesterday in your satsang you tell leave everything, be naked, leave your thoughts, clothes, everything. And I do that, and after your darshan happened in me explosion, yeah?
Explosion happened?
But nice explosion, quiet, no boom.
Yes.
Nice explosion. So when this happened, I was all day without mind,
Yes.
no thoughts.
Yes.
Thoughts come and disappear in
Yes.
seconds. So I was all day in this state, peaceful, peace of mind. And I was walking, eating, going dinner, but normally, without attachment to anything. I was feeling totally different, but nice, beautiful. So
Yeah.
my question is that it? It is, I don't know, this is that state, or am I wrong, right?
No, you are definitely not wrong. Of course, it is, until you experience this, maybe you will still, your mind is still have a lot of opinions about it.
Yes.
But you have experienced peace, you experience total spontaneity, that your functions, in fact what you're saying is very good encouragement for many people, because your functioning in life did not stop. You ate, you walked, you sat by the river or whatever it is, all these are there. But the mind is not there
It's
in this
not
way,
there, yes.
okay? And of course you must have been very happy, very well, isn't it? Yes? It is a foretaste. Because it can only, as I say, this is a fruit that continues to get sweeter and sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. You think, but how sweet can it get, you know? It's not over sweet, it's just always perfect. That kind of sweet. So, yeah, this is, you know, in India there's a saying that, you know, there's no calories in prasad, okay? But anyway, Westerners have a different feeling about that, but this sweetness I'm speaking about, no, I'm not talking that type of sweet, but I mean sweet in the sense that it is beautiful, delicious to the self. You're in this state of joy. This is ananda sweetness. You see? It keeps getting sweet, keeps getting more refined, more broad, more deep, more pure, against a background of unchanging awareness. That is the experience. You see?
Yeah.
So it's the mind has not been blasted away for a time, but it comes back and it may be say like this. So is this it? It might say, but yeah, this is it. Sometimes it says, this is it. Sometimes it says, is this it? Depending on which one is playing more strongly in you. And I said, this is a kind of foretaste, but you must, it may feel like it starts to go away. And as it seems to fade in you, we see if your aspiration will grow to work for it. Working for it means what? It's in a way, if it just, that was it, boom, another awakened being, Buddha, like this, then you would have no value of it. Also, perhaps, no? But because you feel that and measured against worldly pleasures and joys, something may feel, no, this I want to be here. And as it's maybe fading in its intensity, and the usual mind is coming back to say, remember me, okay? And then if you, yeah, okay, but your pleasures I don't want so much. When I'm here, I feel totally myself. But now mine is coming in, and somehow there is an intolerance for the mind's presence with you. And in that intolerance, there begins a separation, in a sense. For years, we guarded our mind and its version of you. We protected it because it felt so one. But as you begin to have a real taste for your true being, you start to notice, wait a minute, that psychological side of myself is not good. It's constantly what I call the earthbound mind. It's as though there's a power within us that is trying to keep you to just be flesh and blood. You're just a man. Why you want to be like that, you know? These are for these guys, those are for Indians. This is for like Tibet people. But you're from the West. You have a purpose in life. You have opportunity. And you have to listen to this. And it is good. It's part of your journey. It's part of your experience to listen to this and to use your discerning power to feel, is this true? Though? Because I was not having these questions when I was in that state. I was totally natural. You see? Now these questions are coming and you are looking to see, is this really true? And we'll see whether you go on the side with the mind or you go on the side with your intuition. And you say, no, I want to go more, I'm opening more to the beingness, to be totally beingness, you see. Maybe before you were half-hearted, a bit interested in spirituality, but I'm also interested in this, interested in that. But once you've tasted what it's like to be yourself, then other things become lesser pleasures, a lesser pull, because something feels more firmed up that no, I want to go in this direction. And you start by feeling, yes, I'm here. It brought you to satsang. You see. So it is an acquired or a reacquiring taste for yourself. And maybe yourself in its complete perfectness, the ego mind could not bear it. It's too much. So you have to gradually get reacclimatized to who you are. It is like that. The sense of it fading and the old regime coming back in gives you a chance to develop the aspiration to say, no, actually I really am, I'm standing in the circle of opportunity now. I'm not speculating anymore. I'm on board for this. There are different ways in which it comes, but sometimes we feel, why did it go away? What did I do wrong? Why is it weakening again? And maybe this explanation I've given could be one of the reasons also. You know, not because you've done something wrong, but you're in a great hand that is maturing you. And sometimes it puts you back here, taste what it's like. And then you move back forward again. Put you over there. Put you over here. And somehow you're maturing in your own, you're finding your own, you're becoming your own GPS. You understand?
Yeah. And because I see the mind is coming back.
Yes.
But it's not that old monkey mind, yeah?
Yes.
It's different.
Yes. It's coming back. It's not coming back with the same power.
Yes.
Because you are empowered. It's coming back. But it's trying where it can move. A little bit. Yeah? And this is where it calls for a little vigilance in the beginning, that you are more watchful, don't entertain him so much. You see, because we developed ignorance gradually, and we came back into awareness gradually, for the most part, according to your capacity in the moment to embrace, because some people at a certain point, they're still moving centimeter at a time, centimeter at a time, centimeter at a time, centimeter at a time. But some are moving by galaxies, depending on how fearless you are, becoming more fearless and less patience. There's going to come a time when you see that the waking state consciousness, it's functioning, it's the experiencer, that which is experienced, and the functioning of experiencing in what you call a day is just the play of the waking state consciousness, which is phenomenal for you in an authentic way. And yet you appear inside this living dream, and also you're awake to it at the same time.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's happening here? Line up? Okay, you come, but you can come after you speak then.
Namaskar, Master.
Namaste.
Thank you for the opportunity. This question has been there in my mind from a long, long time, and I think I'll get the answer today. The question is, is spirituality about running away from the world? And is it another form of an ego where you wear certain kind of clothes, certain language, spiritual jargon, or is it something beyond that? Thank you.
Yes. It can appear in all those things because depending upon the practitioners, but it is not that. If you say that is spirituality really about really a certain kind of attire, a certain kind of clothing, or we dressed in orange, or we dressed in blue, or whatever it is, no, it is not about that. Is it really to do with giving up one kind of worldly conditioning to now pick up spiritual conditioning? It is not. If it is escaping from the world,
Yes.
escaping from the world, it is not. It may appear for some people like that, but in truth, I have to say, depends. What is the world? Yes? Jesus Christ also was asked, like this, and he says, he was talking to his disciples, he said, trust in God, he was speaking, no? Trust in God, trust also in me, because I have overcome the world. Okay? What is the world? I have overcome the world. For some people, the world is, everything. He hadn't left Palestine or Israel or wherever. He hasn't been to, he didn't come to Jamaica. I don't think he went to Canada, right? He didn't go to Africa. He didn't go to, Norway. So how he says, I overcome the world. The world is here. I've overcome the world. He didn't say I overcome the earth. There's one earth, but there are billions of worlds inside each. What is a world in this sense? It's a psychological representation of earth and life. It means your version of the world, how you perceive it. And that's all you have to do, is you have to overcome the world as is perceived in your own mind. You can't overcome the world in everyone's projection, but you must overcome the world in your mind. It is said, if you come to the heart of your religion, you will find the heart of all religions, isn't it? So in the sense, when you say running away from the world or running away from life, you can't run away from life. You can't run away from life. That's an idea. Maybe you can run away from the context of your present existence. You see? But a great power is guiding every step, even though you imagine it's yours. A great power puts you. You may run away, but your running away can help you to face yourself. You may try to run away from your life and run into real life. We cannot say like that, you see? What for one person may be running away from life, from the world, maybe if you look at each one's, the context of what they're running away from, you may run away yourself. You may think, wow, if it has been experienced like that, no wonder she wants to go away. Maybe at a certain point, when you reach a certain level of your own maturity inside your heart, you may go back to your place and you're not anymore a victim in that place anymore.
Yes.
Something has changed. So we cannot just, put a brush over everything and say like that. But I get the point, I feel, what you're aiming at. Is spirituality a dismissal of life in its broad manifestation? Is it like, no, it is not.
For me, life is, in the basic terms, I go to work, I come back, I eat food, I meet people, and that includes saying thank you to somebody. That also includes, not on the humorous part, but punching somebody someday. But when I see spirituality, I see that a lot of thank yous are done. Krishna never asked Arjun to thank the army. He rather said to follow the dharma. So does that include a thank you and physical violence on that front in basic terms? Does that is that total? Spirituality is total?
You are beingness, and you can try and shape that beingness into different sort of conditioning. Just like water is water, it has no particular shape. If I put it into a vase, into a cup, it will take the shape of this glass. If I put it into a vase, it will take the shape of the vase. If I put it in my hand, it will take the shape of my hand temporarily. But that's not its constitutional shape. Constitutionally, it is shapeless, like consciousness. In each instrument that it is experiencing through, it will manifest differently, uniquely. It is one of the greatness of life that there's so much diversity within the expression of consciousness as a human being. We are so vast than any species on the planet. Our expressions are so varied, you see. And consciousness wants this. It wants to experience in so many diverse ways. And that there should not be just one religion in the world, you see. Because man is not evolved enough to have one religion. When he's evolved enough, then it's not called religion anymore. He's just himself. You see, religions are there to show that we have to learn from each other. Every religion has magnificent values and virtues, but they're not all complete. They're not all, God says, the Christians are my favorite. The Muslims over there, and the Hindus, well, over there. No, it is not. That's human ideas. You see, every religion manifests a certain aspect of the divine more strongly than another one. And we have to learn from each other. We have to put in a one big cooking pot called the earth, and we have to make our way. And if you can, you have done well. If you have learned, if you come to the highest expression of your discipline, and at the end of it, in the highest expression of your discipline, you have prejudice against another discipline, you have not transcended. You have not transcended. Here I say, I speak against no religion, nor any government, or anything. It's not my concern. I'm not concerned. For here I feel that's all to do with the human package and our different... We are never going to agree about everything on that level. Let me introduce you to some place that really we discover where we are one. Not we are one ideologically, philosophically, but where we are one in essence and experience. I want to show you something for those of you who care to look or whose time has come to look. And so when you look in this way, you see that you transcend all these kind of structures because they will always be there. They were there from the beginning. And they continued through every generation and every age. Human beings have been scuffling about this and that, and you are this and you are that. And we have not come out of it. We have not evolved to that level. I don't know if any species in the manifest world on any planet have transcended in that respect. We are all, as long as we stay in the realm of mind and personhood, you have not reached your universality. And I'm not saying that when you do, we'll all enjoy to eat the same food, because everything is fine. All the expressions, the variety is fine. That even every petal on this flower is unique. There's one flower. So we can have our uniqueness in expression, but you will have understood that we are one in essence, and you would have understood this fully in your heart. You will know that. Why can I speak with you like this? Because I know you, and I know who you are, because I know what I am. So your superficial expressions, of course, I take a reading of them, but I have to treat you as I am. And what I see and what I try to correspond with is the core of who you are, rather than your idea of who you are. And I feel this is the basis for, if you want to call it universal love or universal appreciation, you can say, I am not working for those ideals as such. I'm just pointing you to what you are. And how that flowers in this world, well, let's wait and see. I like the adventure and the surprise that unfolds from awakening.
Does that tell me that I'm not any sides of the duality in a conceptual way? I'm not the two sides of duality. I'm sitting somewhere else where the duality comes up. I'm not the happy man and the sad man. I am sitting at a different center where happiness and sadness is not me, something like that?
Are you asking that?
Yes, that's a question.
Sometimes I appear to be the happy man, sometimes appear to be the sad man. All these roles can have their place, but I'm none of them absolutely. I might appear to be them relatively, but absolutely I'm not them. They are waves, and just like it's not necessary for the ocean for it to be calm. With waves or without waves, ocean is ocean. So all that you see, you may say, is the ripples and waves of the ocean of being. They are one. It's only if you're only reading the surface, it will be different than if you have a full understanding. Not merely mental understanding, but an integral understanding that comes from following the same pointing I'm saying. Because if I point you and you see this place, I don't have to teach you anything anymore there. You will find for yourself. You see? Whereas if I'm going to be the eternal student, I'm always going to learn. And even when you reach this place, there will still be a kind of learning. You will still learn. You still feel a sense of maturing. It's okay. But you have crossed over. You are cured of the delusion, the sickness of delusion. You see?
Can I take back a mantra for me? That spirituality is not personality. Whenever I try to be somebody, it's not spirituality. Can I take that with me? As in,
You know, every term we use, I'm going to tell you something. Every word, every concept has different facets. You see? I don't like to box things in. I keep some space between your concepts so that there's more freedom in them. If you lock them, then you lock yourself inside them. So when you say spirituality, I can say all life is spirituality. Because all is spirit. Even matter is spirit. You see? And to show that, what I mean by that is you go home and you go to sleep, and you may have a dream. In your dream, you feel yourself as a certain person riding across the Sahara Desert in a camel, and a big. So many things happen to you. You got 10 wives, and you have 100 children, and you have all these things going on. And rain is there, and the heat of the sun, and you get burnt, and you go hungry. But when you wake up, you see that you've just been sleeping in your empty room. Where did all these things come from? In your dream, water tasted like water. The sun felt warm, just like the sun. The sand felt the same, like hot sand. The moon is there, the sun is there. The animals are there, the family is there. Relationships have the same tangibility as they do in the waking state. But when you wake up, you see that these things don't exist at all in themselves. That all those elements that appeared in the dream had the same one DNA as consciousness, the material from which they are all made. And a similar thing can be felt for the waking state. I don't want to sit and try and teach these things. I don't think it is necessary. They arise within you as waves of illumination will come. For now, I point you only to the thing you need to know, the quintessential pointing, and if it is grasped, it will hold you into the right place. You see? So I don't want to say this is this and this is not so much. Sometimes you find I'm saying to the same question, yes, no, maybe. Sometimes. Oh, not now. And absolutely. And it doesn't exist. You understand? Then which one of these things is going to be true? Everything to do with the context. So I would advise don't hold any concept to be too rigid. And then you'll find one time when you discover the truth, it is beyond all concepts. It is beyond all concepts. The truth is not some holy cluster of concepts. It is transcending concept. It is not itself a concept. But all this world is the manifestation or the concrete form of concepts, including the one experiencing and suffering them.
Pardon me, can I ask one more question, a small
Okay.
one?
Gotcha.
So sorry for that. So there is one man who's aggressive. Trying to make that aggressive man like me, is that all right? Because I'm trying to change one personality back to another personality, which
No.
I'm calling as sacred. or
Yeah,
something
there's
like
no
that.
such thing as an aggressive man. There's a man who is occasionally aggressive, sometimes peaceful. There's nobody who is a madman. He's mad sometimes and sane other times. If we understand that, you may give him a little space to express his madness and return to health. You see? Yesterday, one man came when I was having lunch, and I heard he had come and felt genuinely he needed to see me. And yesterday he came, and we were sitting at the table, and some people brought him because he could not walk well. And he sat with me for a moment, and then he said, "I want you to kill me." He said like this, "I want you to kill me." I said, "What is it in you that needs to be killed?" Because he says, "Only you can kill me. I want you to kill me. And I come to you because nobody can do it. Only you can kill me. Please kill me." So I asked him, "What is it in you that needs to die?" And he started to cry. And it was a cry that is a humanity cry. You ever heard a humanity cry? It's not a Barbie doll crying, okay? It is a crying that catches you, and I know this cry. Now, that crying may disturb some people. Some people may say, "Oh, it's not appropriate. Let Muji have his lunch." Where's your mind, you know? And "Oh, what's wrong with him?" And even back off. But that crying had to happen. It could be a belching out, a burping out of something. We don't have to go into it. But space is offered for that to happen. When it has happened, a certain peace comes. Then we can begin to talk. And the end of this conversation is something very beautiful happen. You see? So don't see anyone as he's a violent man. Maybe he has violence in him to be expressed. But if you come with that idea he's a violent man, then you've already fixed him, and his being knows you're coming, appearing to be somebody who wants to change him. That's going to make him even more violent. Why not just meet? Sometimes life comes like that. You have to be open to read it. Don't go in fixed. In my town once, I was walking home, and I passed right in the center of town, a big tree, and many people are outside, sometimes drinking and meeting and dancing and stuff like this. I'm walking past, and one man says, I heard one man cursing in the middle, like he's on stage. He's very angry. And people looking at this man and stuff. Some are drinking, some are just doing. I'm passing, going my own way. One man says, "Baba, give him this," and gave me a cigarette. Say, "Give to this man." Okay? So I walk on to the you have a light? Light? You have a light? Okay? And then he said, "All right, Ras, finish."
Is this blabbering a part of totality?
Is it what?
Is this blabbering, a part of totality, or we are we're looking at the last position.
It's everything. It's everything.
Yes.
It's everything. Sometimes people are expressing this on your behalf because you can't do it. Huh? Could you walk in the center of town? And somebody sitting down going, yes. Huh? Because we are all one. We are all expressing. And if you come to see, you'll find sometimes we laugh together, cry together, everything. But because of ego, we feel, but him and me. And it makes you very insecure and very... I'm not like that. And searching for people who look most like you. This is not growth. You become open to everything.
Yes.
And you don't judge quickly. You don't judge quickly. You see?
Yes.
And I have so many stories like this, so many things that I've experienced like that. To tell you now, don't worry about these things, just be yourself, just move. And you find that fear is going. And you become somehow conversant with all of life. All of life. It is the most beautiful thing. All of life. Many years ago also, one time I was selling incense on the street. I also had a bell. Cling, 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 cling. Incense, incense. I had my little bag. And I had this thing called Thought for the Day. I used to write all these things, much of what I'm sharing with you also, something. Short things, and I used to cut them out, little strips of paper like this, writing. And then I'd go to McDonald's. I'd get some of their straws, cut them up, and I used to roll these things, put them in the straw, have them in the bag. People come, hey, Baba, Ras, can I have a thought for the day? Yes, come, they put their hand in the bag, they take something, they read. Oh, yeah. Or they say, what it means, and we talk like this, no? We're doing incense one day, and burning an incense like that. So one day on the high street, one man, big Jamaican man, big, very crusty voice. So I was burning incense, and he says, why are you ringing that bell? Are you a devil worshipper? Can you imagine somebody, first approach, why are you ringing that bell? Are you a devil worshipper? And first I felt anger coming up. But then it went down. So I said to him, why do you say this, uncle? Why do you say like this? He said, yeah, because devil worshippers are ringing bell, all this thing. I said, no, what are you saying? Didn't you go to church? We used to ring bell in church, because mostly Christian people. You remember bells at church, at school, cling, cling, cling. Look at the children, they enjoy. You go, oh, yeah, okay. Then he says, why are you burning them things? You know, isn't it devil worshipping things that's bad about? Worshipping devil things? I said, no, it's just incense. Yes, incense, nonsense, all kind of thing. I said, no, incense. Yes, devil worshipping things. Devil worshipping. I said, you know, at the birth of Jesus Christ, you remember the 3 wise men, your story? Yeah. What did they bring him? Gold? I said, yes. Frankincense? I said, so what frankincense is? Frankincense is incense. Oh, yeah, I never thought about that. And what else? Myrrh. Myrrh, also incense. Yes, you're right, like this. Just like this. Then he says, I never thought about that like that. Then he says, what's that one you're burning there? So the incense I was burning was called Love Supreme. Okay? Now, Love Supreme is very sweet fragrance. I don't like it myself so much, but people love it. It smells like bubble gum. But the people love it, they love it, huh? He says, what's that one you're burning there? I said, it's called Love Supreme. He goes, oh, Love Supreme. Smell nice. How much you sell those things for? I sell the packets £1. £1? Not bad. How much is in there? I said, 20 sticks. Ooh. I think it's safe. Yes, it's safe. I think I'll buy a packet. A conversation that could have turned out into quite a bit of cursing, you know. How dare you call me a devil worshipper? Who do you think you are? Huh? You old man. Go home and go to bed. It could have been a very different outcome. But just something, a bit of patience and staying with it, and something turned out. This also is your spirituality, is your duty, your invitation also.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Moji.
Hello.
Master, 5 days ago, I was in a temple in Japan.
You were in a temple in
Japan,
Japan, okay.
in Kyoto, exactly. It was a 10,000 years old temple, and I was sitting there, and I was watching. I was watching my body, and I was observing my mind, and I was observing all of that at the same time.
And you were observing what at the same time?
What I was doing, I was
Yes.
watching my body,
Uh-huh.
I was watching my mind, and I was observing all of that at the same time.
Very good, okay.
And then a light, it was a ray of light, appeared very close to me, and my feet and my lower body started to be totally on fire, but I mean flames. And of course, it's not possible, but it was flame. I have to get up and start to, and then I sit back again, and again the flame is still coming, and so I get very afraid of it, and then I didn't sit and went for a walk for a little while. At this point, my mind is being a little poppy for me in a corner.
No, I didn't hear. Say again. After now.
At this point, my mind is being a little poppy for me. I call him, he will do whatever that I need to be done. But at this time, that puppy, it just jumped on me and it frightens me. Because I knew that I have to be sitting there and let the burning come and you know, all the way and burn it over there. I knew that much, but the fear was more powerful than...
Yes.
So this little puppy, that's what I said, this little puppy coming and just take me out of that. And then I saw you and on YouTube, that you say that you look for the ones that are in fire, the ones that are burning. So after this experience, my mind has become a little bit sticky. Sticky. So now it's not the longer the poppy. I mean, it's still a poppy, but when it comes, it's just it stick for longer than before.
I see.
Now I don't know what to make out of this.
Okay.
And Master, I have a request. You and YouTube, you say that you have come for those that are no longer want to be slaves anymore.
Don't want to be slaves anymore.
Yes. And that means when you leave the body, we get to go with you. Because I really go with you.
Okay. So let's go back. It started your thing. You were in Japan not long ago, 2 weeks ago. You're sitting in a temple in Kyoto, you say?
Yes.
Yeah. Sitting in temple, and you are observing your thoughts, your body, and also you're observing. You're aware that you're observing. No? So you're in a very concentrated state.
Yes, Master.
No? But it's also a state of perfect stillness and silence. Because they'll be detached. Once you know you're observing these, then you're not them, not essentially. And then the attention, once you know they are not what you are simply observing them, then the attention comes back and rests inside the source. You're in this source. At that moment, you say, you saw a shaft of light there.
Yes,
and
right beside me.
Yes, a light comes, and then in this light, your body caught fire from your legs is coming up. And first you moving the fire, no?
That's correct.
Okay? And then you sit again, or you moved away a little bit, but you sat again and the fire come again and it's coming up. And moving the fire, isn't it like that? And then you say, I saw my mind, but it was like a puppy. It was just a bit there, the puppy. And the puppy jumped at you, like he was insecure, and you hold him. Okay?
That made me jump and get out because a fear coming over me. When
The
this-
fear was the puppy,
Yes.
became the puppy. And the puppy jumped, and this brought you back into sensory perception, to your body, to the body feeling again. And it, in a sense, it took you out of this fire. No? And then you said you wondered what would have happened if you just sat and let the fire continue burning.
I knew that I should stay there. I knew that I should stay there and burn
You should-
completely.
Acha, okay.
But I could not do
Okay,
it.
okay. But it happens in other cases also, where in another way someone is walking in the market, and then somehow it just comes that there's just walking happening, but there's no someone walking. These are true reports now. I remember once Shankari, who is in Italy, she told me, I'm walking in the markets, and then at a certain point there was just like a body walking, but there was no me. If you understand. Body walking, there's no me. And it was in that instant, no, it was seen, there's just walking, there's no person walking. And then suddenly fear came. And the fear goes like, where am I, or something, and immediately back in the body, and whoa. And for a moment there was a feeling of, thank you. Like, that was a near-death experience or something. Like, oh, thank you. And then after comes, but it was fantastic. Why did I go back so quick? What would have happened, you see? So it's happened like that. It happens for many people. The self is introducing itself somehow back in the what you may call the conditioned consciousness state, and it's pulling it, it's giving a little jolt, I am here, and relax in me, like this. But the mind, the aspect of ourself, or the aspect of the consciousness that is experiencing itself as a person also, that fear part, like this. And that jerk caused the feeling that the puppy came back to you. Why it came back to you as a puppy is because actually you were in a formless state. So the mind came in the form of like the puppy. And it came like this. So after this, somehow you came to discover myself on YouTube saying, I'm here for those whose time to come to Baran, to somehow to come home, who have this urge inside. I want to go further. I want to find out more for them. What is your place in this?
Just
Is to
space.
say,
It's just space in there.
yes.
It's just
I'm here for this, I'm here for this. And I'm not telling you do this so that when you die this will happen. I'm telling you do this even when you're alive. You'll see in this living body you are experiencing the deathless. You are seeing the deathless state.
Master, it's not the first time that when the fire is the first time that I have seen my body, and I know that I know there is more than this.
Yes.
It's
body.
It's my experience there is more than this.
Yes.
I know the death is a lie.
Yes. The body is the aspect of ourself that is in time. It has a birth time, a duration time, a passing time. And the consciousness is not bound by time. Not bound by time. When the consciousness identified with the body, which is bound by time, it came into the consciousness that it is bound by time, and fear come. And your sadhana, your listening, your introspection is bringing back the experience, the confirmation that you are timeless. Along with that comes this deep joy and a release. What is this release? The release is that when consciousness identified with the body, a subtle tumor of fear came into the beingness, that one day it will come to an end. And in a sense, this fear of death is a trigger to find what is imperishable, what is deathless in ourselves. So, even as you sit here, there'll be certain notions, certain ideas we have, which will be thinning away, because they were not real in the first place, but they were being preserved through memory, as though they are something living, and now they can get washed off like dead skin, they're passing away. And to continue, don't stop at some beautiful experiences. Don't stop at beautiful experiences. Observe them also. But watch that place of total neutrality, total emptiness. Normally this place is not attractive to the mind. Only when you are full of storm, when you have a tsunami of thinking that won't go away, then you begin to value silence and stillness. But for many people, it takes a certain maturity to aspire for silence, for deep silence, for ongoing silence. But once you begin to experience this, you know the fullness of emptiness. Yes, and the emptiness of fullness also, you know that. And a deep confidence is there to keep letting things go. More and more people come and they say, no, take all of it now. One time I used to say, take a little bit of it. Take the bits that I don't like. Take the bits that are not working, but save the juicy bits. Now we are saying, no, take everything. Because I've had one little kiss from inside, and now it is completely, I'm finished. Take everything. It gives the confidence. Such is the power of your own self. This is why I say, we are tasting the honey, but you don't want to be the honey. This is regular life. But at some point you come to see, you love the honey, you love tasting the honey, and you love being the honey. You see? Then after that, even beyond honey. Can't imagine beyond honey. You even begin to look at this body, it feels empty, empty.
For me, it's like a vehicle.
Vehicle.
It
Yes.
takes me, and
Vehicle is empty until something go in it. Once I was approached, they were making one book on Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj, and they asked, would I write something about him, my relationship to Maharaj. And then I asked some of the Sangha, please interview me. It's better than me writing some interview, and then we write what I say. That night I had a dream, and in the dream we were sitting together on the floor like many of you sitting, And we were talking, and someone was behind me, and then their foot was here. One foot was here, then person, people. So I picked the foot up and I start to massage the foot. I'm talking, massaging the foot. No? And I look at the foot and I say, this foot looks empty. Can you imagine? This foot looks empty. Then I turn around to look, whose foot is it? And I saw Nisargadatta Maharaj. I said, Maharaj. Huh? Empty meaning what? Not dead, but no belief, no identity, personal identity. Instead, full presence, absent as person, present as being. You see? The person need not be killed. Don't have to try and kill a person. It is just a play. It is like a garment worn by the Absolute for a time. And you may enjoy it. It was meant to be more playful. We learned through it, but it became very serious. And with the seriousness, it became somehow an obsession or something. And now we are undressing something of our conceptual self-image and coming home into this state of beingness. Experiencing the life as beingness. When you wake up, it's not that you want to leave the world. You don't want to leave the world. Because the world is also the self. But love comes into the world. Not trading love, but love comes into the world. Joy comes into the world. You become like a door through which grace and light and love enters into the world. So don't regret this thing. What would have happened? What happened is what was meant to happen for now. And to deepen your search, your resolve, like I'm only here for this, I want to be this, to move more deeply. Gradually, by and by, something, the veil of ignorance is thinning away. And you're finding that it's not something that you have to do, but more something is being undone. And you're here.
Master, can I go and touch your hands?
Come. And okay, you come. Yeah.
I'm so happy that you are here.
Yes. Very happy to meet you.
When you go, take me with you.
I'm with you now, too.
But when you are not inside here. When you are not inside here. Thank you.
So Guruji, I have this burning fire in myself,
Yes.
so I can't wait.
One moment. Is it possible to take a bit of bass off this for me?
So, and my English maybe is not so well, so can I ask Ishwari to help me to translate if
some
it will be
Russian.
hard for me? Yeah, but I will try by myself.
Okay.
So I don't know how to express my gratitude to you, because every word became true for me.
Yes.
And this deep recognition happens so naturally in my heart about stillness and effortless of this awareness, which cannot have any conditions and any kind of...
Supposing you had 30 seconds. 30 seconds, that's all that life is giving you. Talk to me now.
Still I have some doubt, and in your presence I feel some kind of subtle worry. Subtle worry, I don't know.
Worry?
Yes, something like that. So I want to burn it now. I know, I'm absolutely sure that you can see me clearly in my heart, and you know me more than anybody. And I know you absolutely know all about me.
You see, if I say to you, supposing you had, if I said, supposing you only had 1 minute to live. Suppose you had 1 minute to live. Is that 1 minute of any value? If I say you only had 1 minute to live, the doctor took off, sorry, sorry, you only have 1 minute to live, and sorry, now 45 seconds, sorry. Can you do anything in 1 minute? Is it of any value? What do you do in 1 minute? Okay, let's be generous. 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes to live. Is it of any value, 5 minutes? Because most places will tell you, 5 minutes, sorry, can't help you, mate. Sorry. We need at least 3 days. 1 minute you can do anything. Five minutes. Because I say you have 30 seconds and you say, there's still doubt.
But
yeah, no, the doubt is there. Some doubt is there. Is the doubt stronger than you?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
The doubt is also something that is perceived.
Absolutely.
And just through habit, attention is given to this. And it's using up your time. It's eating. Doubt is going 30 seconds, 25, 20, and you're frozen. But neither the doubt nor the one who is frozen by doubt is you. Something is deeper that is not touched by doubt, and it's not touched by faith either. It is not faithful, nor doubtful, nor trusting. It has none of these qualities. It just is. Do you know anything that just is? It is not on the way to somewhere. It is not lacking something. It's not wanting something. It's not waiting to be developed. It just is. And that just isness, does it have any appeal at all to you? Or is your ultimate desire for something that is perishable, something that moves in time? And you who desire, who are you? Even. You who desire, it feels so strong. Please, 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 don't go, don't go, don't go. But isn't this one and this moment, please don't go, go. Itself is going. Itself is going. I said, we are sitting here today and I'm looking at you. And this looking at you, looking into your eyes, there's something alive here. This moment is full and true. But we had moments just like this yesterday also, and they're gone. You can't go back and bring them back to today and say, remember yesterday at 3 o'clock, okay, 3 o'clock. You cannot do it, it's gone. As is every other day preceding that. Everything is gone. Everything is gone. Swept away by time. Then what is here then? When even this moment also is passing. Is there not something that witnesses the passing of all things? That witnesses the arising of something, the sense of its presence, and the sense of its passing also? What is that? Because no one gives value to this. Less we think it is ourselves even. We want to solve the mystery of impermanence while being ourselves impermanent. We want to solve the mystery of impermanence while we are ourselves impermanent from that position. But there is something here which watches the sense of impermanence or watches the concept of permanence also, and is beyond them. That you may ask, but how do I get there? I have a sense it's here, but how can I stay there? And I said, this very voice and the one apparently speaking it is also imagination arising in the unchanging. Can you see it? Can you see from the place of the unchanging? Is it something new? Or is it just newly recognized? Actually, it's timeless. You've always been like this. You've always been like this, but you're dreaming you are different from this. That is what I am sharing. So maybe you don't even need this 30 seconds. The mind says, only 30 seconds? Can you give me 7 minutes? But if you understand this, maybe you don't even need this 7 minutes. You don't need this 3 minutes. You don't need 5 minutes. You don't need 30 seconds. Because you're timeless. And this is not a belief. It cannot just be a belief. Because if it is a belief, this belief belongs to somebody. It's somebody's belief. Now, I want to ask you, are these things that I'm saying, are they ungraspable? Are they just, this guy is too far out? Or is it speaking to your inmost self? Because I am not telling you what you have to do, to pay attention to what you are. But something is saying, yes, but I'm not there yet. I say, okay, fair enough. This voice is sufficiently honest to work with it. You say, I am not there yet. So let's take a look. You see, the one who is speaking, is this voice reliable? Is this voice the voice of the true? And if you say yes or no, you must be already in a position to know what is true and what is not true. I'm going to give you another last example, okay? I gave it before. I say a knife can cut many things, but it cannot cut itself. Because to cut something, you must cut other, because it is one thing. The tongue can taste, so to speak, many things, but it cannot taste itself. The eyes can see many things, but it cannot see itself. The scale can weigh many objects, but it cannot weigh itself because it is one unity. We are one unity. You are one unity. You cannot see yourself. You're only seeing from yourself. And if you think the one you are looking at actually is just your projection of who you are. This is why it's said that the absolute could not perceive itself. It just is itself. In order to have the experience of perceiving, because it cannot do it actually, it dreams it through Maya, that I am this. It manifests as billions of forms and interact. It is the eyes inside each form interacting to have the sense of otherness. But it is only one. Maybe we don't feel we can confirm such things at the moment, and thankfully you don't have to confirm it at the moment. You only have to follow that I'm saying. But all the things you're saying is wrong or right. They are momentary. Today you're passionate. Yes, let's do this. As from today, I will stop smoking. As from today, I will never swear. I will never swear. As from today, I will not see other as other. Okay. As we say all these things, okay, but who can keep them? Then this moment change. The passion, the fire. As from today. Then you got the flu tomorrow. And you're asking, somebody come and help me, somebody. But you said there's nobody. Yeah. You don't have to keep your promise to God. He's not saying, listen, you promised me you would not go to that place, and you did it. Because we know what constitutes a human being. From the place you're trying to promise absoluteness from your relativeness, how can you do it? So leave that for a moment. Live your life. Do what you want. But follow this pointing and see if everything you perceive is not something ephemeral, impermanent, transient. And it is okay. It's not a horrible observation. It's not a depressing discovery. It is just, but it's like this, everything, including the way I feel about myself. What I will describe of myself today, maybe tomorrow I write something different. Accept it. It is the play of transience. It is okay. But what watches this play and is not conquered by it, is not affected by it, this find out. That is it. Simple thing. Or is it? Because if you start to believe what your mind projects, when will it end? Every day a new leaf appears on the tree of the mind. It is okay. Also, don't be afraid of mind or thoughts. Don't indulge in them so much for now. Give a little time to look at this that I'm pointing. Something, if you came here through YouTube or something, you must have heard something through YouTube that says, I want to go and give a bit more time to this. Follow that vibration. Now you're here. Okay.
So if I can't find myself, how I will know that this realization it comes true? I don't know how to explain.
Forget about realization. Forget about these terms like enlightenment, because your mind is using them to intimidate you. Just keep looking and seeing that all that you see is momentary. Don't curse what you see. Just observe. How I feel about this thing right now, it's only how I feel about this right now. And the nature of the one experiencing them, that nature is also fluctuating. Nothing to rely upon so heavily here. Just experience the river flowing. That's it. You're like a river flowing from the body-mind level. But I'm asking you to be like the riverbed which is not flowing. But the river cannot flow without this riverbed. You're seeing that. Someone has heard me. Someone has understood here. Someone has understood. If your success is in the realm of the body-mind, it will only be success for a while. But if what you grasp in the realm of being will be eternal. What you grasp through the timeless will be timeless. Whatever you've gained in the realm of multiplicity, in the realm of relativity, in the realm of names and forms, they belong to time and will be only for a time. And you, the one who feel you've gained them, you also are bound by time. But if what you have understood, what you have gained, is coming through the timeless awareness, then what you have understood will stay timelessly with you. Nobody is great merely by what they achieved on the earth. Greatness is when you've discovered what is true and that you are truth. But it doesn't know anything about greatness or smallness. Thank you. At this moment, whatever you are perceiving, whatever you are sensing, you're sensing only because you as consciousness are here first. In fact, you're here before first. Therefore, perceiving of the sounds and the sense of the temperature in this room, or the silence or the space, they simply arise in you. Where are you in this? Don't be afraid to experience this. Get used to being empty. Nothing is wrong with the body. The body is very needed and necessary in order that experiencing can happen. Let the body be. Let the senses be. They also play their part. You see. But this interpreting mind and the identity, I am this person, is a distortion. You're much more than a local identity. You can say, I am that too if you want, but I'm not that only. And of all that you can be, the sense of being a person is the shallowest. This body is a mortal body. But the immortal one is present inside it right now. And while it is pleased to be here, it keeps this body alive. Use that life to recognize the immortal being. This message has come to you in this season of your life. The one who truly calls you has been with you from before the beginning. Thank you. Sita. I'd be happy if some of you who feel that what you have heard is of profound significance for you, for your life, that you give a certain time and space to marinate in this understanding. To digest. And not just rush out into the world as were. Sit with yourself. Hold no judgments about the material world. Let it be. Curse nobody. Judge nothing. Spend a little time focusing on your being. This would be the best way of spending your time. Very good. Thank you. Oh, translation? Okay. You're singing in Russian, and this song, you call it Melt. I love from the depths of being, just to love, just to melt. There's nobody here, no you, no me. There's nothing here, just to love, just to melt. I am drowning in you. It is not a dream. It is not a reality. It is not you. It is not me. Just to love, just to melt. I burn in the fire, but I remain unburned, looking into the eyes of the beloved, into the depth of my being. I am you, you are me, just to love, just to melt. Okay, thank you.
Из глубины бытия просто любить, просто таять. Нет никого, ни тебя, ни меня, нет ничего и не понять. Просто любить, просто таять, просто любить, просто таять. Тону, тону в тебе, тону. Это не сон, это не явь, это не ты, это не я. Просто любить, просто таять, просто любить, просто таять, просто любить, просто таять, просто любить, просто таять. Горю, горю в огне, горю, но остаюсь неопалимой, глядя в глаза любимой, вглубь своего бытия. Я — это ты — это я. Просто любить, просто таять, 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 просто любить, просто таять. Just love, just melt.
Спасибо.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.